Hi everyone, it's Jeff here from Avada. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at how to use the Avada Textarea Field Element. By the end of this video you'll understand all the options in the element and when and how to use it effectively in forms. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all new Avada videos. Alright, let's dive in. The Textarea Field Element in Avada Forms is similar to the Text Field Element, but it's designed for multi-line, longer form text input. It's ideal when you want users to provide detailed responses, comments, or explanations. For example, a message, feedback, or additional information in a contact or survey form. Let's go through the options. I've imported the online school Prebuilt here, and in the enrollment form we can see an example of the Textarea Field Element. The first option is the field label. This is the text shown to the user above the field, guiding them on what to enter, such as your message, additional comments, or feedback. A clear label ensures users know exactly what type of response you want. In this instance, the field label is empty, and a text block element has instead been used for the field label. Next is the field name, which is the internal identifier for submissions, notifications, and integrations. This autofills from the field label, but you can change it to whatever suits your form. Make this descriptive and consistent so you can easily recognize the data later. The field value option lets you pre-fill the text area with a default value when the form loads. Users can edit this value as needed. This is useful when you want to provide a suggested answer, instructions, or any text the user can modify. As the description says, this should usually be empty and a placeholder used instead. After this is the required field option, which, if enabled, ensures users must fill in the text area before submitting the form. This is particularly important when collecting essential feedback or mandatory messages. If required field is set to yes, you will also see the empty input notice option, which allows you to define the message shown if users leave the field blank when it is required. For example, "Please enter your message here" helps guide users to correct the error. The read-only field makes the text area visible but not editable. This is perhaps useful if you want to display pre-filled information for reference, like a generated ticket or user note, without letting the user change it. The disabled field also prevents editing, and the value in a disabled text area is typically not submitted with the form. This is useful for informational fields or content that should appear on the form but not be included in the data. Next is placeholder text, which appears inside the text area before the user types anything. It can provide an example or hint as shown here. This disappears once the user starts typing and does not count as a submitted value. You can also add tooltip text to give users additional guidance. This adds a question mark above the field, and the tooltip is displayed when you hover over that. The input field icon option lets you place a small icon inside the text area, which can visually indicate the type of content expected, though this is less common than with single-line text fields. Then comes the autocomplete tokens option. This setting helps the browser suggest previously entered content that matches the type of data expected. While autocomplete is less common for large text areas, it can still help if you are collecting structured responses that repeat. A very useful option here is the text area row value. This determines how many rows the text area field fills on the page. I'll just change this to 8 to encourage longer answers. The minimum required characters and maximum allowed characters options also allow you to control the length of the input. For example, you could require at least 20 characters to ensure meaningful feedback, but limit it to 500 characters to prevent excessively long responses. After that, there's the tab index, which controls the field's order in keyboard navigation. This is useful for accessibility and prompting users to tab through fields in a logical sequence. And under this are the CSS class and CSS ID options for further customization with CSS if you need a unique look or behavior. Finally, on the Conditionals tab, you can set conditional logic, which lets you show or hide this element based on the values of other fields. This is especially useful in surveys or complex forms where certain fields should appear only if previous answers meet specific conditions. From a practical perspective, the text area field is perfect for collecting detailed, meaningful input from users. It complements the text field. Where a text field captures short, precise answers, the text area field captures longer, nuanced responses. With all these options, you can control visibility, validation, user guidance and data quality, making your forms flexible, professional, and user-friendly. And that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Avada tutorials and deep dives. And if you have any questions or need help, feel free to create a support ticket. Our team is always ready to help. As always, thank you for choosing Avada.